Hello, my name is Matthew, and this morning I read The Necklace by Guy de Maupassant. This time it was translated by Sandra Smith. I thought it was a quite good translation. And then The Necklace is probably Maupassant's most famous short story, at least in um, English translation, and it's great. Uh, I think it exemplifies one of the things that Maupassant does best, which is end a story, and not only just the ability to tie it up nicely, uh, but just in a snap, uh, elevate everything that you had just read. Uh, it's actually quite a sad story. It's just so well told that you can be amused and delighted by it, even though even though it's steeped in tragedy. It begins. Um, she was one of those pretty charming young women born into a working class family, as if by some error of fate. She had no dowry, no hopes, no way of ever becoming famous, understood, loved, or the wife of a rich, distinguished man. She agreed to be married off to a low ranking clerk in the Ministry of Public Education. So she really understands there's a life that she'll never attain, and she's settling for this middle class life. One of the reasons that she knows this is that she has a rich friend, so she's distinctly aware of the things that she's missing out on. Um, and there's moments early on where they'll have a beef stew on Sunday for dinner. And the husband is all happy. He goes, "Oh, beef stew, that's my favorite." Uh, Meanwhile, she dreams about eating some delicate fish or the wings of a goose. Well, one day the husband comes home beaming. Uh, he has acquired tickets to a very exclusive ball, and he's really excited to tell his wife about it and to be able to bring her to this ball. And he thinks it's something that she's just going to love. And so he presents the tickets, and what does it say? Um, she looked at him, annoyed and impatient, and asked, "And what am I supposed to wear to go to something like that?" It's one of my favorite lines, and it says, "He hadn't thought of that," which I think is such a great line from a husband. Uh, so anyway, she asks if she can spend 400 francs on a dress, and the husband, knowing that they're basically on a very strict budget, reluctantly uh, accepts that offer. And she goes off and gets a beautiful dress. And just before the ball, the day before, she's now upset that she doesn't have any jewelry to wear. And the husband then has a moment, and he says, "Why don't you ask your rich friend?" And she thinks that's a great idea. So she goes over to her rich friend's apartment or house, and the rich friend says, "Oh yeah, take any of the jewelry you want." And there's um, gold and silver and pearls and earrings and necklaces and all these, just luxury. And she picks a beautiful diamond necklace to wear with her beautiful dress. So the night of the ball, and this is a beautiful passage, um, while they're there enjoying themselves, um, she danced as if exhilarated, carried away, intoxicated with pleasure, lost in a dream, in a triumph of beauty, the glory of her success, and a sort of cloud of happiness created by all the compliments, the admiration, the great desire she aroused, created by a complete and utter victory that felt so sweet to a woman's heart. So she's having the night of her life. And they leave, they take a taxi home, and when she begins to undress, she realizes the necklace is missing. She's lost it somewhere. In a panic, the husband goes off and searches the, the, um, the route that they took to get back, but they know that it must be in the cab. The next morning, they scour everywhere they had been. They, um, the woman calls her rich friend and says, "Just a couple more days and I'll return your necklace." They know it's gone. The husband goes off and finds a jeweler that has the exact same necklace. 36,000 francs. And he goes to all of his friends and borrows money. He goes to an employer and takes advances. Goes to every bank, takes every bad loan. He knows that he'll never be able to repay it. And they are able to acquire the necklace. And the woman returns it. They then spend the next 10 years in hard labor, the husband and wife working the most grueling jobs, working all day, every day, double, triple shifts. The woman now has completely abandoned all hope of ever reaching a life of luxury. She's gained weight, and she's heavy, and she's become hardened and gruff and loud. She slaps slop around and throws buckets of water on the floor to mop it, and her whole entire visage has changed. She's aged well past the 10 years that have gone by. And they finally pay off all of their debts. And at the end of the story, this woman who has labored and suffered runs into her rich friend. The rich friend doesn't even recognize her and is a little offended by the informality that this woman greets her with. And she says, "No, it's me." And she decides to tell her what happened, that she had lost this necklace and had to spend so much time and effort to be able to replace it. And the rich woman says, "Oh, my poor girl, but my necklace was a fake. It was worth no more than 500 francs. All of this work, all of this suffering, hardship, for nothing. She thought she was doing the right thing, and instead of being honest with her friend, which would have saved her a great deal of pain, and instead just wasted her life away for a decade." So it's sad, but if you read it, or if you have read it, you'll see that it's just so well done that you'll have a smile on your face, or at least you'll be agape. So yeah, The Necklace by Guy de Maupassant. It's a great story. Thank you. Bye.